What is up, boys and girls of YouTube? Today, we're going to be going over a top 5 junglers guide. What 5 gods you should be playing if you're jungling, whether it's casuals, ranked, competitive, whatever. It's all going to apply. We'll go over the ability, the way you level abilities. We'll go over your items that you're looking at picking up. And we'll talk about kind of the playstyle and why the god is at the top. Now, we're going to start with number 5, and we're going to work our way backwards all the way down to 1. Number 5 is actually a warrior. It is Raven, and I think he's actually a little underplayed, to be honest. I think overall he does well against almost every god that's popular in meta and a top god in the meta, and gods you're gonna be seeing over and over and over and over again. And not only because of that, but also because of itemization, he's a top jungler. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. He's the same playstyle as before. He's super divey. You're diving the backline. You're trying to kill the squishies. You're basically disrupting the fight while also doing an immense amount of damage, which is pretty cool. Ooh, they changed the attack. Oh, they didn't change this. It's not Conquest. Sorry, a little off topic. Anyway, you're going Warrior Boots. You are then going into Jotun's Wrath. You are then going into Crusher, which is kind of one of the core items in Smite right now. Let me bring it up here. So yeah, you've got your 30 power, your attack speed, your pen, plus the extra damage added to your abilities, which is ridiculously good on Raven, because the whole kit is slows, roots, immunities, and damage reduction. And with all of that, every single one of your abilities does a high amount of damage. So you're getting extra auto attacks in, you're getting the power you need, you're getting the pen you need, you're getting the extra damage you need from your given power. Really simple stuff, right? Like, it's not too complicated. After I get my Crusher, I actually very much enjoy getting a Transcendence. The new Transcendence is sitting on a shit ton of power, a little bit of mana, not really that important. The MP5 also not that important, but the 10% CDR is what comes in clutch that people kind of overhyped Transcendence. They wanted to buy it like first item on all these junglers, but it's really not a first item thing. It's something I get third and fourth on a shit ton of junglers. I really enjoy it on Raven. It's great. It fits right in, gives you 30% CDR. Your abilities are able to be spam, plus it's giving you more power on top of what you already have. Your 5th item is situational. This can be a defensive item, Magi's Blessing, Wingblade, whichever you really need. I usually end up getting just more damage, more pen. Brawlers in a lot of these comps goes a long way because they have healing in them. So I pick up a Brawlers, and then last item I pick up a Titan's Bane. So it's essentially your generic pen build, then mace build with a Transcendence built in. And it's actually insane. You will destroy people. Like, you will actually destroy people. Make sure you play the god properly low. Your 2, he's really good at poking. He's good at going in, rooting, wanting, and then 2ing out. Or running away and using the 2 to avoid whatever CC, whatever damage. And just you come out with no damage taken while they come out at half health. And it's very strong. Abilities-wise, it's going to depend on your actives. I pick up Blink on Raven almost every game at the start. Pretty much 99% of the time. I start Blink, and then I go Beads or whatever other active I need. And because I'm not starting with a Beads, I max my 1. You level your 1 up first to clear. Your 1, 2, and then your 3. Your 3 is what you're going to max as your second ability. So you're going with your 1 whenever possible. Leveling that shit up. You're leveling your 2 whenever possible. And leveling your alts whenever possible. Just like that. Simple, right? It's nothing too complicated. So there you go. You want your 1 max, you want your alt max, you want your 2 max, you want your 3 max. You want your 2 max when you don't go Beads, because it knocks 8 seconds off of that cooldown, and that cooldown is huge. It's actually a lot of damage that kind of goes unnoticed, and it's the immunity. You basically have a Beads in your kit every 12 seconds. Plus you have CDR. You're sitting on 30% CDR. You're on like an 8-second cooldown on your overhead kick. Your 1 is on like a 6-second cooldown or something like that, 5 seconds, and then your 3 is on like, I don't even know, it's something short, like a 12-second cooldown or something, 10, somewhere around there, somewhere around 12. Your abilities are up all the time. The god does fantastically, especially against gods like Dodgy, where you can completely lock down a Dodgy all the time. You can chase the Dodgy around wherever the fuck you want to. And the Dodgy ult is worthless against the Raven, because the Raven's going to use this 2 and run away like a little bitch. Or use this 2 and then engage off of it because you're fucked, right? So that's why Raven is number 5 on my list. Now we're going to be looking at number 4, which is going to jump back into Assassin, which most of you probably aren't too surprised. My number 4 on the list is Thanatos. I think Thanatos fits perfectly with the build, fits perfectly with the meta. You want to make sure you have some CC on your team comp outside of yourself because you don't have a lot. And he's a little bit different. His build and his start is kind of crazy. I start off with, sorry, my dogs are freaking out. What are you guys doing? Hey, stop it. They're fighting. I start off with rank 2 of Heartseeker. I don't go starter item. I don't get a starter item in the build at all. Start off with rank 2 Heartseeker and 3 health pots. You then will finish your Heartseeker extremely early, and that extra burst plus power and pen actually goes a long way and allows you to kill people at level 5 almost every single time you try, as long as you're killing a squishy. Pretty dope. So, finishing Heartseeker before everything, then going ahead and getting power boots. Then we're going into our... This is where it's, I want to say, playstyle mixed with how the game's going. You can go Jotuns or Crusher. I get both. The order is up to you. A lot of the time, I do end up getting Jotuns because I feel like the use of abilities over and over and over again goes a lot farther. But at the same time, if you aren't fighting much and it's just like one fight and then you disperse and you wait a while, then Crusher's going to go farther in that fight because you're going to get more damage off initially and you're more likely to kill somebody. So, Crusher into Jotuns. 5th item is completely up to you. I think Hydra's is good, and I also think Transcendence is good. It's fully situational. They both are giving you 10% CDR. Transcendence is giving you more power, where Hydra's is giving you the auto attack chain. So if you're able to auto attack in your team fights, Hydra's. If you're not, Transcendence. And then I end the build with your normal Titan's Bane, which is pretty much in every build. Straightforward. With this, I'm leveling my 1 when possible. I'm leveling my 3 when possible. Leveling my alt, and then my 2. So it's I don't know what I just do here. I was like, what the heck did I just do? I messed that up. All right. So yeah, you're maxing your 1, you're maxing your 3. Your 1 is your key damage ability. It's how you poke. It's how you do pretty much everything in team fight. So that's what you're going to be leveling when you can. Like I said, you're going to be leveling your 3 and your ults whenever possible. Outside of that, with the build, you have a lot of pen, and you can do a lot more by leveling the 3 because you're getting the Heartseeker proc. If you miss your 1, it's kind of like shit. But then when you hit him with a 3 that chunks on top of a Heartseeker, it has that same impact of, oh fuck, he actually hit me really hard, I gotta be worried. Rather than, oh, he missed a scythe, he can't do shit now. He's worthless, right? So with Thanatos, your whole idea around the god is poking, is keeping up pressure, and making sure your team has CC, because if your whole team is just a whole bunch of damage with no lockdown, you're more than likely going to lose. So, on to our third top jungler, number 3 on the list, is Ao Kuang. After the changes in today's patch, you're going to see Soul Reaver in the build now a lot more, and you're just going to see the god played a lot more. I know they nerfed the ultimate a little bit where you lost this immunity frame, but it's not that big of a deal. I think it's anyone really crying about it is just overthinking it at this point. So, Shoes of the Magi into... I like to get lifesteal. I get a Bancroft's here. I think it's really strong. I then make sure I get my pen online, which is a Spear of Desolation. For the 4th item, I get another lifesteal item, but it's mainly for the passive and the stats. So Soul Gem is giving you power, health. Health is nice. It's not key, but it's nice. Give me more lifesteal. Give you 10% CDR. The 10% CDR is awesome. Then on top of that, you're having this extra nuke damage. Wherever you land 4 abilities, that next ability is going to do 40% of your magical power to somebody, and it hits hard as fuck. So Soul Gem right there. I then, depend on how the game's going, if they have a lot of magical defense, I will then get more penetration. I will grab an Ob Shard. If they don't have a lot of magical defense yet, I go ahead and I get more power, and I'm getting that Soul Reaver that we were just talking about. And then I'm finishing off with Ob Shard. If in some world they have no defense at all, like very little pen, very little magic defense, you don't need a lot of pen. You can drop the Ob Shard for a rod, and it'll do a lot. But this build right here is by far the most fun build I've had in months playing Ao Kuang. I think he's a great god now, simply because of this. Now I'm maxing my 3 first. I level the 2 usually right after that, so I can fight over mid camps and whatever else I have to fight over. As long as you're getting the auto attacks off, you actually do a lot of damage. Leveling the 1, maxing the 3 when possible. 3, 3, 3, 2 when possible. You don't worry about the ult in this because all the ult does is heal you for a little bit more. It's not actually that relevant over top of the nuke damage you will get out of your kit. And this is how I'm leveling my abilities. 3, 2, 1, ult. Boom, easy peasy. Late game, your 1 is core for just getting a combo off on somebody, meaning you will pop your 2 and you'll 3 them, and then you'll throw your 2 and you'll use your 1 and they'll die. Most squishies will die from that combo unless they have some kind of defense or some kind of active or the support sitting around them and healing them or some shit. That combo will kill them. Ao Kuang does well into everything. I'd say your hardest matchup is Dodgy and potentially Circuit, but usually Dodgy right now because of the bleeds. The bleeds just make it very hard. So avoid Dodgy when playing Quang, and you're good, in my opinion. I think Quang's going to be fine in every other fight. I think if there is a Dodgy on the other team, just avoid those 1v1s. Make sure the Dodgy goes on somebody before you're going in. You're very good at killing squishies very quickly. You can kill supports and with solos with your ultimate. So just focus the right people with Quang and you'll be fine. It's all about using the blink and the engagement to your advantage rather than going in and instantly dying or instantly taking damage and being forced out of the fight. So we talked about those 3. Now on to our second god, which shouldn't be a surprise. It's Dodgy. She's really, really strong. She's extremely strong. Her mid to late game is not really rivaled by many other gods. Like I said, Raven can counter Dodgy super hard, so that's something to watch for. But other than that, Dodgy has just great gameplay against all the other gods. You're going Warrior Tabby. You are getting yourself a nice little Heartseeker. You are getting yourself the nice Crusher. The build's not going to vary much. The Heartseeker is going to be in front of all your normal items, and that's about it. I grab Jotuns. I then grab a Hydra's, and then I grab a Titan's Vein. Now, the reason this build works so well is because you're getting instant nuke damage out of your Heartseeker. You're getting instant damage out of your Crusher, pretty much. You have the CDR to keep engaging off of your 30% CDR, and you have Hydra's Lament proc. So your 1 is an auto attack cancel. Essentially, when you go on somebody, whether you're blinking or using your 3, you're going to get on them, auto attack, pop your 1, auto attack right away. This is going to proc your Hydra's, especially if you're using your 3. You're going to get the 3 damage. You're going to auto attack damage plus Hydra's proc. Then you're going to pop your 1 instantly, which is going to cause your 1 to proc, going to cause another Hydra's proc, and cause the 1 damage. So you can fully burst any mage that doesn't use actives instantly with that combo. You don't need to use your 2. Like, just with the 3-1 combo, with this build, you can insta-kill somebody. And that's just the way it is. I have videos up if you want to see it. Just go look for the Dodgy gameplay. Ability-wise, start with the 2 for clear, then level the 1, level the 3 to be safe, level the 2 to rank 2. And after that, we don't go any higher. We max the 1 whenever possible. Get the 1 fully maxed out. I then like to get the 2 fully maxed out. I then like to get the 3 fully maxed out. And then I get the ult fully maxed out. Most of the time, your ult is not there for damage. It's there for lockdown, and it does minimal damage. Your 1 is on a very, very short cooldown, especially with the CDR, and it's your core damage in the kit. Your 2 is used as both a defensive and offensive ability. So having it built up to do damage when you need to is awesome. Your 3 is your engage 99% of the time because you can 3 in and insta burst somebody, and then you can jump up and use your ultimate and be safe and get the fuck out of there. And then your ult is your safe haven. It's, oh, I fucked up, or oh, we're in a good spot. I'm gonna go up in this ult, I'm gonna pull people, or I'm gonna go up in this ult and I'm gonna run the fuck away. Whatever you gotta do. Pretty straightforward. And then for our last god, our number 1 god, even after the nerf to the ult today, it's gonna be Nemesis. Still number 1. Nothing's changed. Same build as Dodgy. Exact same shit. You're going ahead and getting yourself boots. You're getting yourself a nice little Heartseeker. You're getting yourself the Crusher. The Crusher is huge in with these gods that do some auto attack damage. Then get a Jotuns, especially now that CDR is more relevant to the ult. Jotuns is going to be core. Here I like to go the Hydra's. If for some reason you aren't able to auto attack a lot, you can pick up the Transcendence, but I go Hydra's. And then your last item is your Penetration, your Titan's Bane. Same build, same shit, same gameplay. I don't really want to cover Nemesis because you guys already know. You're maxing the 2, you're maxing the ult, you're maxing your 3, you're maxing your 1. The god plays itself. It's just about picking and choosing your engagements and how to use your 3 properly, honestly, at this point. But after the nerfs, the ult has a little bit of a longer cooldown, but that shit's still up every team fight. So play this build, play the god, have fun, win some games. Hopefully this guide and basically just going over the gods you should be playing helps you. I know it's been a few months into the season, but even after each patch, it doesn't seem like too much changes amongst these 5 gods. If you come to my stream, you will see me play Hunbats and Arachne a decent amount, and you'll see a lot of other junglers play Ratatoski a lot. All 3 of those gods are pretty good. I just don't think they rival those top 5. I don't think they're as consistent, especially not in your ranked and your casual games. It's going to be a lot harder to play those other gods outside of the top 5. In the comments below, let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys have done on these gods, and let me know what you want as the next guide video. I'm not going to call these guides. I'm just informing you of what is top at this moment. So what other videos do you want? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on the video tomorrow.